Welcome. Today we're going to be discussing the technique of parting wings, its execution, some of the things that you should know about its execution, and some things that you can do to enhance its execution. Since everybody likes this technique, it's one of everybody's favorites. So, the ideal is a push, typically with the left foot forward. It could be done with the right foot forward, but ideally it's with the left foot forward, so that's what we're going to stick with for this video. So if you notice, this person is pushing me, and they did the version that you really don't have to worry about, where they just kind of touch you. This technique is actually the guy's pushing you and trying to keep through you, which is why this technique is done the way it is. As he begins to come in, what we're going to do is we're going to start parting the wings, and if you notice, I established my base. That's one of the things you have to do in order to stop that forward momentum. The next thing you want to do is make sure that these hands pass by you, and you're going to be using your elbows as the pivot point in order to do that. You're not going to try and use your shoulder as the pivot points. You're going to be using the elbows as the pivot points so the hands spread apart. We open our hands up for margin for error. Now the next thing, we still didn't stop that forward momentum, so we got to worry about that concept where he's going to continue to grab us. So that's what the right hand is for. This is what's called a chopping or punching chop, not a chopping punch. We do chopping punches and punching chops. This is a punching chop. So what's going to happen here, a lot of people would kind of hit on a circular pattern here. That is not going to stop that forward momentum. What we want to do is create a brace angle by hitting him straight ahead, right under the pec, so that if he begins to push his weight at me like that, as you can see, I can stop his forward momentum. The reason why I can do that is alignment. There's a lot of alignment used in this technique. I want to make sure my hand, my elbow, my knee, and my foot are all on the same line so that I can brace whatever he's coming at me. And that's going to stop that forward momentum. If you don't do that, you still have to worry, for instance, if I chicken wing and I don't align that up, I don't have the ability to stop it because I don't use my lower body in order to enhance that bracing angle. So once we do that, there's another little thing that you can do. I'm going to have him move his hand, is once you get that hit, you can then roll and grab if you wish. By the top of the pec and under the arm there's all this muscle. You can just grab it if you wish. That's an added extra for the next one. You don't have to worry about that. If you don't want to do it, that's okay. Just think about that. You can potentially do that. So we part and we stop that forward momentum. So notice the brace angle here. So the next thing you can be doing is worrying about what's going on with this left hand. You're going to rip, push, pull, back to that neutral bow. Just continue to hit him and continue that forward momentum. Stop if you need to. So 1, 2 is where you want to stop. I'm hitting him here. The ideal hits him into the throat. Now, real simple stuff. Next thing, there's a whole bunch of options that can go on here. Standard ideal phase is to turn back in that forward bow, pull that left hand back, deliver a middle knuckle strike, not a vertical punch, into the sternum area or solar plexus would be preferable. And if you're going to go to the sternum area, that's where you do the vertical punch. Okay? Now, if you notice all I did was pull my left hand back. You can do a couple things to enhance this. One would be to come down and nip the tip, where you're actually hitting the groin, the very tip of the groin. That's why it's called nip the tip. And then do the punch and get that brace angle again. See the brace angle? Another thing that you can do to enhance it is what we call relaxation response mechanism. So if I hit him here, what's going to happen is when I do that, he loosens up just for that split second. So he tightens because he feels that, and then he loosens up, boom, and that's when you hit him. You hit him once he relaxes, and you put that little delay in there, and that will give you that little added extra. So if you're going to do that, you would drop the punch down just a little bit to be just at the top or bottom of the solar plexus area, so that you can take advantage of all these muscles in here relaxing. So let's walk through this one more time, and keep in mind that that is an added extra if you want to do it. So we want to use the elbows as a pivot point, establish the base, do this punching chop, get the bracing angle. We can potentially grab, make sure the left hand is up on top. We can rip, push, and pull. As we continue to stop any forward momentum, we can then come back with all these different things that we can do, push, pull, and punch. Remember, the ideal phase is the middle knuckle to the solar plexus or vertical punch to the sternum, and again, the bracing angle. One more time without the explanation so you can see it. And then cross out and cover if you wish. Hope this video helps you. Thank you very much.